Hello, I'm Nick Trott and I'm the editor of Evo magazine, and today I have with me Ryan, who is the assistant editor of denofgeek.com. Now Ryan, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're here today to talk about cars, chases, crossing the line, movies and more cars.
Okay, let's talk about The Rock. Here we go, Michael Bay, so we can expect lots of flames and crashes and thunder and all sorts of explosions.
Camera that never moves.
Yeah. So this is quite a cool chase scene. We've got two unlikely cars again. We've got a Humvee, but also we've got a Ferrari. So for kind of us car geeks, it's really exciting to see a Ferrari in the chase. But so tell us what purpose in terms of the overall narrative the car chase serves in this film.
Very little. I think it's probably in the top 10 most gratuitous car chases in history. You've basically got Sean Connery playing James Bond again because he's an old ex-MI6 agent who's been captured by the Americans and kept in prison, but has now been brought out again because he has knowledge of Alcatraz and can help a team of agents get in and put a stop to like a terrorist thing. But that's all by the by, because really what it is Sean Connery going on a little jaunt to try and find his daughter. And he destroys half of San Francisco in the process. Right. And then you've got Nicolas Cage's FBI desk jockey guy, who's a kind of science expert, and he commandeers the Ferrari and gives chase. It's worth noting that Nick Cage's character is called Stanley Goodspeed in this. Which probably maybe that's the only reason why there's a car chase in here.
It does carry quite good speed through
throughout this sequence.
So he's a desk jockey then, this Nick Cage character, but he seems to be able to handle the Ferrari pretty well.
Surprisingly well, considering. Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to get quite excited about this because you think, oh, it's a Ferrari, so you're going to get some of the sound effects and you're going to get the car going really quickly. But there's other little things that are really nice as well. It's an open gate manual gear shift in the 355. So again, for us kind of petrol heads, it's lovely to see the actual gear shift being used, even if it looks like he's going to tear it out of the actual shifter every time he operates it. And he has this grimace that's, really strange.
Nick Cage's driving face.
Yeah, he's driving face, yeah. And then of course you got Sean Connery, who's just as cool as you like, isn't he? Trying to find his daughter in the middle of a chase scene in San Francisco while wrecking every car around him. So the Humvee versus a Ferrari, I mean, they're kind of driving to the car's strengths, aren't they, there? Because the Humvee,
not very much so.
Not very fast, very heavy, drive through everything. Ferrari, nimble, turns quickly, So what would your money have been on before you watched this chase for the first time?
Well, you'd say the Humvee, wouldn't you? Purely, especially the way that Connery's character drives it, Mason. Yeah. Because he basically uses it as a battering ram. And a lot of these videos we've been talking about, where's the bit where somebody crosses the line, where they shatter some sort of moral boundary and getting to where they want to go or beating whoever they want to beat. And in this, he kind of pretty much just goes straight, plows through it. From the second he gets in the vehicle, really, he's kind of smashing his way through cars and things are exploding. And I think that there's only one moment in it where he kind of behaves perhaps something like a normal driver, which is when a little old lady comes wandering across the road.
That's genius, isn't it? She couldn't be more stereotypically old lady, could she? The flower dress, she's holding flowers and she's got a little black walking stick. Avoids her.
The only thing she's not doing is pushing a trolley full of cans, which you often see in car chases.
It has got some of those car chase stereotypes, isn't it? It hasn't exactly got the plate glass, being taken, but it has got the water butts, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got water butts. It's got Nick Cage finds a window to drive through.
Yes, yeah, of course,
So he finds some glass somewhere. I feel sorry for anybody. It's the guy, whoever it was in the film, that owns the Ferrari.
Yeah.
How would you explain that? Well, my Ferrari's been written off. And also it's involved in multiple accidents along the way. And the driver was somebody called Stanley Goodspeed, if that was indeed his real name.
They'd think, it sounds like you're describing a Michael Bay film. No, I mean, I kind of, the Humvee, you kind of expect the way that Sean Connery, his character is just to be, he's trying to find his daughter who hasn't seen for God knows how many years. So you kind of expect his character to be quite exaggerated in the way he uses the car. But it's a shame that Nick Cage in many ways doesn't look like he knows how to drive the Ferrari, because when it cuts to exterior shots, the Ferrari is being driven quite well, it's the way it moves across the road, but then it cuts to the interior and he's just looking absolutely terrified, So, but the whole chase seems, Michael Bay kind of accepts that the audience doesn't really
I think the film as a
want
whole is
authenticity.
kind of. I understand that the script was written very, very. It was quite a serious action thriller. You know, it was something perhaps close to a Tom Clancy story or something like that. But I think through the course of Michael Bay's involvement, it just became more and more crazy and over the top. And it's kind of what you'd expect from the producers as well. You know, you've got Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. So, you know, it's imperative that at some point, you know, things have to explode. The tram has to fly up in the air. I don't know what was in the tram.
tram. Yeah, that was very odd, wasn't it? Yeah. And the strange moment where Sean Connery just randomly says, "I hope you're insured." To, you know, says it out the window, because obviously the guy would obviously have heard that.
Yeah.
So to satisfy the kind of the petrol head, it's just more Ferrari. Give us more Ferrari. Don't crush it, break it. You know, the bit where they drive through the parking meters and the money goes everywhere. I'm sure there's something symbolic in that. But you know, I just wanted to see another 15 minutes of that Ferrari being driven very quickly.
It's remarkably resilient, isn't it? Until, you know, the inevitable happens. But you know, you look at it and it's kind of. It doesn't get a mark on it, even when there's coins pinging off the bonnet. It doesn't get scratched.
It's a fun. It's definitely a fun chase, and it has the kind of the whole adrenaline pump vibe going on. Again, for me, I'm just rooting for the Ferrari, even though you know Sean Connery hasn't seen his daughter for years. Not interested, you know.
Don't kill the Ferrari.
Don't kill the Ferrari.
That's our message to Michael Bay.
Although you were telling me that it wasn't always a Ferrari.
No, I think they had three. I think they had a real one, and then I think they had at least two body kitted up something or other. I think it might be a Fiero. Yeah,
Pontiac Fiero. Yeah, you can kind of see at the end, can't you, when it gets crushed? The body
you can see it kind of pings off a little bit too willingly, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's a fun chase. No real narrative purpose.
None at all. But that kind of that just makes it all the more fun.
Yeah. Well, he went on to even better things with Transformers.
And Armageddon.
And Armageddon, yeah.
Arguably the best killer rock from outer space movie ever made. After Deep Impact,
yeah.
Meteor.
Should we stop now?
Yeah.